Hello crafters, this is Gareth from Cheeze4u. Welcome to my final video in my collaboration with Cheryl from CeeGee4u. A link will be up in the top corner here somewhere, and there'll be a playlist to all of our videos from this collaboration. And this week I'm going to be using book paper and string because it kind of been the theme of our collaboration this time round. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much to Cheryl for agreeing to do it with me. Today we're going to be making a wreath. Now, as you can see, I've got an array of different bits and pieces. I'm going to be using one of the 8-inch wreath forms that I sell in my store. There'll be a link to the store below. And some of these coppery, rusty stars, but depending on this big one might be too big. And I'll be using some pheasant feathers. Maybe using some rattan twine. I'll be using my book paper because these book paper sheets I'm going to roll into scrolls. So let me get all this out the way and then we can get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this book paper out. I don't know how many I'm going to need, so I'm just going to start rolling them. Now I'm going to put a piece of double-sided tape at one end of this this book paper, because I'm going to roll these up just like a scroll and then use that double-sided tape to seal the scroll. And then using the twine, I'm going to cut a piece of twine, and almost like these are diplomas, if you like. So I am going to do a number of these and then we'll come back. Okay crafters, I've decided not to use the 8-inch wreath form because I think it's too small in comparison to the size of the scrolls. I was going to use this. I've done a trial run, but because of its shape, they didn't stick properly and it didn't work out. So what I've decided to do is I've used this wreath form as a template and I've cut out a piece of cardboard. So I'm going to use this piece of cardboard and I am simply going to hot glue these scrolls onto this made upcycled wreath form. And I shall do the rest of this via fast forward. Okay, most of the wreath is filled. I was just going to say, if you don't have this vintage book, you can always use just a standard book that you have in your collection that you no longer read, that you want to upcycle, and you can add vintage photo distress inks or old paper distress inks, or if you don't have the distress inks, you could do a diluted tea. And then you could use it as use the diluted tea once it's cooled down as paint, and use it and paint the edges. And you can do the same thing with coffee. So there's always ways of getting around, you know, if you want to do something like this. Now this isn't an original G's creation, so to speak. I saw something similar online and I really liked it, so I wanted to kind of recreate it but put my spin on it. So that's the wreath. As you can see, they're all on. There's no particular pattern to them. I didn't want it to be you know, too organized. Just got to decide which I prefer this side here, so I think I'm going to put the embellishments on this side here. So I'm just going to zoom out so you can get a good view. Still using my hot glue gun, and I'm going to use some of these pheasant feathers. And I'm going to adhere some of these pheasant feathers in this area here. If I can get that to go in the opposite direction. I was watching something online and the lady does it with her nail. No, it seems to want to go in that direction, so it looks like we're going to have it in that direction. So I'm just going to place things and see where I want them. Now I'm using the bigger wreath form, I can use this kind of copper star. And I was thinking of using some of this this twine here, this straw twine, and maybe do some sort of bow. I'm not sure. Don't really want to unravel it. It looks like I'm going to have to. Okay. I pull out some strands. See what I can work with those strands. Maybe I can come up with some sort of bow. If you're wondering where I got these items from, the straw twine I got from eBay, just like the feathers and the what you call it, star. I got that as well, all off eBay, because unfortunately our pound shops aren't as good as the ones overseas. So I'm just going to do a bunny ear bow and see how I like that. Just going to fiddle with it and have that just below the star, maybe like that. Or what I might do is I might just have a bunch of this popping out the bottom like that, or to one side. Yeah, I quite like that. I'm literally just playing while you're watching, so I hope you don't mind. I'm going to snip this feather down slightly because it's slightly too long, and then I'm going to glue it in place, and the same thing with this one. Don't be frightened about cutting your feathers. You bought them to use in your craft, so you know, cut them to suit you. Oh, here we go. We've got another one here in the opposite direction, so I'm going to cut that one down. Lift this up and put it there. Now I think I'm going to adhere this at the bottom of the feathers with that just there like that. Then it can sprawl out from underneath it. So I'm going to put a heap of hot glue on it and stick it just there. Be careful with the hot glue because the warning is in the title, hot glue. Sometimes I forget, I really do. I need to get myself one of those spatulas that May uses. Now this star, I'm going to have to put some glue on those two. So I'm going to have to put some glue here. Running out of glue yet again. Pop a new one in. So there, there, and here. As you can see, I'm being very liberal with the glue. And then with this, I'm just going to cut all these so they dangle down. Take away any of the loose pieces that didn't take. I'm just going to pick it up and have a look. I didn't want it to be over the top, I just wanted something kind of simple but yet elegant, and I think this is kind of simple yet elegant. So there we go. Another wreath from Gee's Creations. Wreaths really intimidated me for so long. I watched many wreath tutorials on YouTube, and I've kind of made a few now, so I don't feel as intimidated by them. But wreaths and cards have always been my intimidating kind of projects. But I'm really enjoying, you know, battling it and getting through it. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please subscribe and like my videos if you did like it. Don't dislike it if you disliked it. But please subscribe, and I do videos on Tuesday and Thursday. It's lovely having you. I will see you again very soon. Take care now.